What looks like a mere boring brown package, really? It's Spider-Man Far From Home, my Best Buy Steelbook, so I'm super excited to unbox this and check it out. All I've done here is just kind of rip the top open there, so let's come on. Oh my gosh, it's stuck. Okay, here we go. Spider-Man 4K Steelbook. This is kind of just a little plastic thingy that was on the back that, I'm gonna toss that. And here it is, the front of the Steelbook. I do like that cover art. I think it looks pretty slick. Feels really cool as a Steelbook here. Oh my gosh, look at that on the back. That is really, really cool. We got Spider Monkey. We have, I almost said Sandman. That's clearly not a Sandman. That is a fake Elemental, Peter and MJ, Mysterio. This is pretty slick. I like this design an awful lot. Okay, let's crack this open and check out the inside here. That little Spider-Man design right here kind of reminds me a little bit of those old Tobey Maguire movies. Love the design on the disc here. Let's just set it aside and take a look at our continued webby design. Yeah, it's just a cool looking webby design. All right, I checked out those special features and they're actually pretty darn good. I gotta say that I'm still very impressed by this Steelbook. I just think this thing looks so awesome. And I showed it to my wife when she got home. You got little Night Monkey here on the back. Like, this is her favorite part of the Steelbook back here. But I mean, I just think this whole thing is super nice. I'm so excited to have this added to my collection. I gotta say though, going through the special features, the most interesting one that really stood out to me was the gag reel, which is kind of funny because the gag reels nowadays, like, yeah, it's funny watching some of the bloopers or whatever, but they're not, like, extremely hilarious. And even watching the gag reel in this one, it's not like it was extremely hilarious, but what I think I really liked about it is you just can kind of feel how much fun the cast was having, how well they gelled together, especially some of those gags and bloopers between Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, you could just kind of sense the friendship they even had on set, and I think that adds to so much of the fun. So it's not like some of those gag reels were like, laugh out loud, that's freaking hysterical. It was just this general feeling I got while watching it, like, this is really fun. I wish I was in this movie, even as an extra, just so I could, like, hang out with all these people. So I enjoyed that. And if you saw the extended cut of Spider-Man Far From Home on the big screen, I guess you already saw this. I didn't see the extended cut. I didn't see the extended cut, so I don't know how this actually looked in the movie. But on the special features here, they have the short film, which is Peter's checklist, the stuff that he wants to do before he goes on his Europe trip, including taking out the crime family. Now, for me, that was cool. It was a cool little short film. I can kind of understand why they took it out of the movie. That way they can just kind of move through things a little bit faster. It's entertaining, though. So it is really cool to see it as a little short film, to see Peter Parker
here to pick up a passport, please.
Peter Parker picking up... Hi, I'm Peter Parker here to pick up a passport. There it is! I said it!
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
It's amazing how hard that is, but he said it so fast and so natural. Anyway, there's a lot of fun stuff in that little short film just showing Peter Parker getting ready to go to Europe. The deleted and alternate scenes were okay. Like, some of the scenes that they showed, I'm kind of glad were cut. So, like, when they're going over the blip, there was this... I don't know where this would fit in the deleted scenes, but what you see is you have Betty and that other kid, and they're, like, doing the TV announcements, and they get snapped out of existence right there. But what it felt like was they were just kind of goofing around, like they were teenagers kind of doing their own little spoof video of it, kind of goofing around and vanish, and then it cuts to 5 years later, suddenly they just pop back in the studio, and, Betty's like, oh, excuse me, you're in my chair, to the new person that's been there for probably a few years now. So, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like it took away some of the weight of, like, how devastating that snap was, so it makes sense that it was cut. But if you're watching it just as a special feature in a deleted scene, it is kind of funny, and it does kind of fit the lighter tone of the movie. And one of my favorite parts, though, in the deleted and alternate scenes is, like, the last bit of it. They do this really cool flash mob stuff, where you have Flash, and as he's going through Europe, and he, Facebook Live or whatever he's doing and stuff. It's really cool because you get it from the POV of his camera as he's trying to, broadcast himself out there and have his internet online presence. I thought that actually was pretty darn funny.
Here in the... Oh, well, you almost broke my phone. Do you understand how expensive this is?
And I wish, now that I've seen that, like, it fits that it's not in the movie, But it'd be kind of fun now that I own it if there was a way that I could slide those scenes in there and kind of see them play out as the movie went, because that was kind of funny to watch Flash broadcasting live as he's doing all this stuff. Now, the whole next series of these, like the jump off and stepping up and suit up, like a lot of those, they're just like really cool behind the scenes looks, and they're just different angles of looking behind the scenes of things. I think they're really good, and kind of what it leaves me with is Tom Holland is just so unbelievably perfect for the part. And one of these things they're talking about how Tom Holland is so perfect because, you know, Spider-Man is kind of young, he's a little bit naive, he's energetic, he's excited, but he feels like the weight of the world in being this superhero. Then you have Tom Holland, who's this younger guy, he's super energetic, very athletic, and very much fits that, but feels the weight of playing the role of Spider-Man and wanting to deliver it right. So it's like on and off camera, he just utterly fits the character. And so I kind of forget right now because they all kind of mesh together, but that was kind of my biggest takeaway in like watching a lot of these special features and behind the scenes. There was another cool one called Now You See Me, and this one kind of digs a little bit more into the character of Mysterio, but more than digging into the character of Mysterio, it was kind of fun as it digged a little bit more into Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal's friendship, but how that kind of worked, because then when the character Mysterio has to betray Spider-Man, it kind of just makes it that much more impactful because you really do feel the on-screen bond like between the characters as you're watching the movie. So that was pretty cool. Far, Far, Far From Home was a cool feature only because it made me jealous. Again, like I said, I was already kind of jealous watching the gag reel and stuff, like seeing how much this cast just looked like they had fun together, how much the cast and crew were really enjoying their experience. But Far, Far, Far From Home kind of goes into more detail about all the countries they went to film this movie, and it just made me jealous because they were talking about, here's these students that are going on this awesome Europe trip, and it's this adventure, but the cast was kind of having the same type of adventure that their characters were because they were going really to all these countries to shoot these scenes, and so it just looked like so much fun. I was just a little bit jealous by that one. The last one that I thought was really interesting and worth mentioning here was Stealthy Easter eggs. I think that one's kind of fun because when you click that one, it goes through and shows you a lot of cool hidden things, like references to, you know, older Spider-Man comic books, or, you know, even where Jake Gyllenhaal may have been lurking in the background when they first arrived in Europe, and cool things like that. So it is fun to go through that, and it only points out some of the stealthy Easter eggs, but does it enough that you're like, well, what else is in there? So now you want to watch the movie again and pay a bit more attention. As a whole, I think Spider-Man Far From Home had some fantastic special features. I greatly enjoyed it. I mean, I would recommend picking it up. I mean, first off, this is indeed my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie. I just thought this movie was so much fun. And I'm happy he's back in the MCU. I kind of see both sides of the argument, you know, but at the same time, I really like the MCU references. I like the ability of certain MCU characters to cameo, and so I'm really excited to see Spider-Man back in the MCU at the very least one more time. So I'm excited for all of that. I'm excited this won't be the last Spider-Man in the MCU film. So what do you think? Are you excited to have Spider-Man in the MCU? Are you picking this up today? Let me know in the comments. Also dropping a little bit later today, my Terminator 1 review. So make sure you look for that as we journey towards Dark Fate. And so that's coming up later. And then tomorrow I got this awesome theological analysis for Batman the Killing Joke as we get closer to Joker this week. So hit that subscribe button and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified when videos like that drop. And do you like what I do here? Definitely check out my Patreon page. I got the link to that in the description. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.